and welcome to another episode of the In the Hot Seat podcast. And in this episode is all about WWE Money in the Bank, and which basically has ended a little while ago as of this recording. And as always, for the most part, there isn't, as of right now, a kickoff match as of the time being. So I'm going to get right into the main card, going to get right down into everything that happened with Money in the Bank, where we had the men's Money in the Bank ladder match starting things off. Where we had in this one Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. So a lot to really deal with in this, especially with Logan Paul dealing with Ricochet. They're continuing their feud basically. So I'm pretty sure they'll be able to have a singles match sometime down the road, maybe at SummerSlam or something like that. I can see that happening for sure. LA Knight was definitely one of my main picks overall to actually win the Money in the Bank ladder match on this one. And as well, I had my other pick with Damian Priest, another one with Shinsuke. So basically, Damian was one of my dark horse picks, basically. But anyone besides Logan Paul would have been fine with me, if I'm all honest. But the spots were insane and really cool stuff. As always, LA Knight showing that struggle to try and get the briefcase. He did the very best that he could. Ricochet and Logan Paul having a crazy spot too as well with the tables and everything. So that was dope there. But in the end, fortunately, we did have LA Knight. Everyone had their chance to actually be able to try and get the briefcase. But we had Damian Priest actually becoming Senor Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank. So that's really cool. Not mad at that. I'm happy about that since he's been on a roll, and I'm sure he will be definitely world champion sometime soon. So can't go really wrong with that whatsoever. Then we get into the women's tag team title match. This one definitely took a turn. It was definitely crazy. We had Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Of course, Liv Morgan coming back, which is amazing. I'm happy that she's back, especially from injury. I wasn't too sure how long she was going to be out for, but making her way back into this match too as well, trying to get the tag team titles that she didn't lose with Raquel. So as things were going along, Ronda and Shayna basically being as dominant as possible. But things went for an interesting turn where we had Shayna just beating the hell out of Ronda Rousey and being able to stop her. So I did not see that coming whatsoever. So that was really crazy on its own. So that led to Ronda being out on her own. Liv and Raquel were shocked, as well as everyone else for that matter. And that had helped out Liv Morgan and Raquel get the women's tag team titles, as they're now unified with the NXT women's tag team titles. So now they can go to any brand with Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. So that should still be interesting. Hopefully they don't disband any more teams, especially for the women's tag team division. I feel like they're slowly working on that, but I hope with the disbanding of teams will just slow down and we don't need other teams, having complications and things like that. I think the women's tag team division has been through enough. Getting into the Intercontinental Championship match with Matt Riddle and Gunther on this one. And this one was definitely interesting with the history that these two had, I believe, in progress. So being able to go to London, and that's where Money in the Bank was. Really cool to have them back in London, especially with the crowd and everything. Always appreciated the London crowd, and these two going back and forth. No Imperium to get involved whatsoever. We had Gunther actually winning and keeping his Intercontinental Championship, and we had a surprise. I wasn't too sure if we were going to see Randy Orton in that, since it looks like he's looking to be cleared to come back very soon. So I was expecting that, and I'd probably have him kind of like pretend to save Matt Riddle, but maybe attack him and start a feud. We didn't get that, but we got something else on the next best thing, and that is Drew McIntyre coming back. And I think I was going to get that emotional on that, but having Drew McIntyre basically issue the challenge and wanted to face Gunther and actually want to be Intercontinental Champion. So I'm sure he's looking to definitely stay within WWE and get the Intercontinental title and eventually the world title back. And that would be really dope and badass to see. So welcome back to McIntyre. Then we get into Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio. Kind of interesting to see how things transpired and turned around for Cody Rhodes dealing with Mysterio at WrestleMania before and now dealing with the Sun now. So it was cool to see how things transpired with this, and we didn't get to really actually see any more interference like with the judgment thing. Rhea Ripley was out there for support of Dominic, but Cody Rhodes was able to find his way and actually win there. I was expecting maybe having Brock Lesnar come out and probably cost Cody Rhodes the match and actually help Dominic Mysterio get a win by accident in the way. But that didn't happen, and that's okay too. But we did again get another surprise, and that's with John Cena showing up. John Cena wanted to actually have WrestleMania there in London. I agree with that. They definitely deserve that. So be able to see him deal with that, and as well, being able to deal with Grayson Waller as of that, and I think so. Of course, he wanted WrestleMania in Australia, so maybe we'll get to see these two one time go at it. That would be really cool. I'm not too sure what's next for John Cena though, but it was very nice to actually see him there. And then we get into the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, probably my match of the night, where we had Selena Vega, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Bayley, Io Sky, and Trish Stratus all on this one, and having to see Trish Stratus being able to go up against the current women of this era has been really cool. I feel like, in a way, she was kind of in the wrong era and should have been here, being able to be with everyone else, but I still appreciate her being with the era that she has been and helped trailblaze everything. So I feel like, especially if she was in her prime now, she would have been able to do with just as awesome stuff. So being able to see her now for sure has been really awesome. So definitely thank you, Trish, for everything that you've done, especially now seeing her in this ladder match has been really amazing for sure. So it looks like she definitely did her homework for that match and everything. So everyone getting a chance to shine. Selena Vega doing an amazing red move, which was really awesome there. So that was dope to see that for sure. Becky Lynch and as well Bayley being handcuffed by Io Sky, getting frustrated with their arguments and everything. So she basically had enough. She went for the climb and grabbed the briefcase, and she was able to get the win there. So really happy for Io Sky getting the briefcase, getting her win. And I'm pretty sure we might get to see her in Asuka next. That would be awesome. I feel like that's going to happen. Maybe at SummerSlam. I don't know. But I think that's definitely a must. Then we get into the World Heavyweight Championship match. The world title did not main event, ended up being the co-main. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Finn Balor winning this match for a very long time since dealing with the Universal title. So being able to have retribution and everything else, he did everything that he can to be world champion. We did see Damian Priest out there kind of like teasing and cashing and everything, but he didn't do that, so he's being smart and waiting. And I kind of thought maybe that if Finn Balor lost, then Damian Priest can end up winning for the Judgment Day anyway. I also thought that was going to happen, but that didn't happen. So Seth Rollins ended up remaining World Heavyweight Champion. And then we get into Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa and dealing with the Usos in the main event. Basically seeing things all with the table spot, the low blow, basically, the ref bump, and everything else, and then some. The drama and everything else was still there. So this one was very interesting to see how things were going to go. And Solo Sikoa basically felt like at times he didn't want to face his brothers. Also, at the same time, Roman Reigns really determined to actually stop the Usos and remain undefeated. So could have went really any way with this. So the Usos actually, that's right, got the win and pinned Roman Reigns for the first time since, I believe they said 2019, which is definitely insane there. On that note, so even though it wasn't for the title or anything, but definitely very awesome to be able to see that for a happy ending for Money in the Bank. So that's everything else that went down. So I really enjoyed Money in the Bank. So right there next to WrestleMania so far as one of my favorite premium live events. Still trying to get used to that word now. So really enjoyed Money in the Bank for sure, from top to bottom and everything from beginning to finish. Definitely for sure. So That's about it for my review, my thoughts and opinions. What are your own thoughts? Definitely leave your comments down below if you're watching on the YouTube side. In the comment box, as always, leave a like, subscribe, and as well hit the notification bell to stay notified for more of the In the Hot Seat podcast. Check out the link tree if you want to check out all of the socials that the In the Hot Seat podcast is on. And with that being said, I will be back for the rest of this month talking about MLW, talking about Impact Wrestling with Slammiversary, and as well with Ring of Honor. Also, all coming up this month, and as well for the Great American Bash Show, all a lot more to be able to look forward to in terms of pro wrestling side of things, and looking to try and add some more pop culture things as well over time. So the rest of pro wrestling and pop culture. But here for the In the Hot Seat podcast, now